starting any moment, so we are going to play the intro for the few people that joined quickly. Ah, wrong thing again. So the match did not start yet. We have AndyDavo on Dark Elf and Guadi on Rats. We probably have time to look at the teams then because of inducement. Playoffs. And we have, if we can find them, the Ravenclaws from Guadi. Quite high TV Rats. They have a pretty nice thrower with plus agi and accurate and block, of course. Prompt tackle Storm Vermin, Claw Mighty Blow guard Storm Vermin. A really nice ball sacking Gutter Runner with two heads horns, Roge Step and Strip Ball. A very nasty big hand Gutter Runner with agi 5 and Leap. And an Eagle might be a weak point for the team. A Blood Step 1 turner, which is always something nice to see on a rat team, isn't it? And a couple of wrestle and a single dirty player. Pretty strong Skaven team. Only weakness is this rookie gutter runner, but the other gutter runners are good enough to carry probably. Now let's try and find Andy's team. Davo's Dark Delight. About the same in team value. More spread on development because elves. Quite a good development for a one season elf team. You have Bloodstep with guard, Bloodstep, another Bloodstep, Mighty Blow tackle, a witch with wrestle tackle, a witch with block tackle and strength. Rolled it last game. It's going to be massive for this match. We have a runner with dump off, leader and pass, a tackle block lineman, a blood lineman, another blood lineman, and a block lineman. Very strong Dark Elf team. They might not have sure hands to deal with the strip ball, but they do have dump off, so it looks like they will have a very nice time. Going to be a tough one to say who's going to win, because both coaches are good, both teams are good, and it really depends on who can get a little bit luckier, get those important removals, and who can out elf. Seems like I'm going solo for this one because no one is joining. Maybe someone will do something like fiction and join slightly later into the game. Ooh, we have Elf Turf. That's very nice looking. I really like Elf Turf. I believe it's the Rats Elf Turf. Probably protecting this one turner who GFIs at least 3 times a game. So seems like Andy will be receiving on the Dark Elves and Rats will be kicking. It's better for the Rats to kick first, I would assume. They just want to defend when they have all their players and then one turn on you and keep on one turning as long as they can. It's up to you, Chizex. To be honest, I would prefer if someone that wants to co-cast the game will be all around instead of joining very late. Like Fiction did join not on the start last time, but he joined like turn 3, which is fine. But joining like turn 10 would be confusing for the viewers on the VOD. Oh, perfect defense. I missed that. I was talking. That's not good. Not going to do much. Probably just avoiding hits if he can. I would have preferred to see him avoid the Mighty Blow instead of forcing Andy to not have follow-ups if he rolls pushes. Because he's going to have a block on all the hits anyway. The main power of his perfect defense is the kick is pretty good to the side where the Dark Elves did not want to commit. So if the runner fumbles the pickup, you can set up to punish it, and you might even be able to force him into a pass, which will make the strip ball gutter runner more effective because dump off is the only tool to deal with a strip ball right now. Well, I mostly blame the other casters for not being available, but it's nice to hear that someone wants to help me out. Seems like he's going back in. He's just moving the rule of 5 one aside for his defense. I'm not sure about that. That will give Andy even more room on this left flank if he decides to go for it. Just probably needs to pass with the runner, but we don't see like a gutter runner around here to try and force him to pass with the runner or cage very back into the half. And the scatter is one closer to the runner, so wouldn't have been very effective anyway. Andy can probably cage around here with the dump off as the guy carrying the ball. There is no big rat because there was no inducement, I believe, or very little inducement. Actually, there was enough to buy a babe, or there was like 30k and he splashed a little bit for a babe. But there's no big rat today. Also, you do not deserve the right to talk about big rat because you did not induce him on the Cripple final. Ooh, that's very nice. First hit. One rat down. Just need another injury and he can force the one turner onto the field whenever he. Ooh, double skull. That's. Ooh, what? What is this game? What? I am confused. He got an injury first block, and now this. And you can feel that Andy is a little bit salty about that. Because this gutter runner knows what's coming up. And that is the ball. The ball is going to be in this gutter runner's hand. Just a single dodge and a GFI, and he has the ball. Only way he doesn't get it is if Guadi thinks the AG5 should carry it. But this is probably the darkest timeline for Andy. He did not really protect the ball, and now he rolled quad skulls. Good game. Going to be interesting, at the very least. If you want to join, you can. Like, I prefer to have someone than no one. Yeah, pretty much I cannot choose. Up to you, really. Ooh. Blitzing the lineman off. Does not roll quad skulls or does not fail the GFI. Good move. Andy, you should learn from that. You're probably going to see the gutter runner aiming to just pick up the ball next. Possibly we'll see him move another gutter runner to be a little bit behind and then just pass to him. Pass to a gutter runner that is in the screen, be in scoring range, score on 2, and like the Dark Elves had nothing to do after rolling quad skulls. So, an interesting start. Andy really hopes to see the rats failing anything. Ooh, he's not going for the pickup with this rat. It seems like the RG5 will be the one picking up. I'm not sure about that because he will need to leap, I believe, or to throw another GFI to reach that, which is another 2+ you can fail, and Well, when you roll dice, this happens. So, do you really want to throw dice? Makes the leap. Easy. G5 gutter runners are so nasty. Makes the dodge. Gets the pickup. I expect him to pass to this other gutter runner because he's more protected right now. Pass is good. This is probably what you didn't want to see as Andy. Like, this is the darkest timeline. But it's still recoverable. Like, maybe? It's only turn 2, and you did injure a rat already. Maybe if you manage to injure another rat next turn, you can just hurt his one-turner and make it so you're not in such a big disadvantage. But right now it looks like you're going one down, and you're most likely not going to be able to go even on this half, because even if you score on turn 8, he's just gonna one turn. So, yeah, very interesting first few turns. Actually, it's first turn of the match, it's turn 1. I don't really see a way for Andy to pop the ball. The only one that can blitz him is this runner, but he doesn't have block or tackle. So even if you wrestle him to the floor, he's just gonna not wrestle, turn you over, and the other gutter runners can just pick it up and score. We probably will still see a play from the runner, or maybe some dodges from the lineman. He can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can do one dodge and 2 GFI to have the block tackle lineman hit the gutter runner. I assume we will see that because Andy really needs a good result to have any chance at this game, or at least any chance at not losing, any chance at not going one down on the first few turns of his own drive. Yeah, just immediately goes for that piece. Makes the dodge, makes the first GFI and the second GFIs and gets a POW. Sidestep will be very unkind because you can sidestep just directly down, and most of the time it will be unreachable for the elves. That's probably one of the better scatters for the elves, because if the runner could pick it up in no tackle zones, and he does have dump off. The problem is the rats probably can just base all the players to make that pass not work, and use the big hand to pick it up, score, still go one up. I would like to see Andy moving at least part of his team to try and base as many rats as he can to make it as uncomfortable as possible to make the dump off not work, because he is going to just pick up with the runner and pray that the dump off will save him here. The only other problem is if you keep the ball on the sideline, we might see Guadi, instead of blitzing the guy with the ball, just surfing the ball on the chain push, not leaving the option for a dump off. So we might need to see some GFIs alongside the pickup, just to be safe. That's a very dumb idea, CheeseX. Ooh, a stun. That's a good player to stun, but in the end they don't matter very much as long as Guadi manages to pull off the score. And right now, score looks very promising. We are not in the happy town for Davo. Still quite a lot of elves not moving. I'm not sure about taking blocks before using like 3 positionals that can put pressure. Like at this point you don't really want to believe in the possibility of another double skulls into double skulls, but you should never take risks. Like it can happen again and then you just flip a table. I like this position on the Blodge Guard guy. It does make it tougher to just base with a lot of people the dump off if the dump off is going to pick up the ball. but still, like, even in the world where the runner with dump off pick up the ball is at least going to be forced into a pass, which is better than the ball being on the floor, but not better than the ball being safe in your hands. Aiming for a block here probably needs a knockdown because otherwise it would be simple to free up the wrestle line rat to help. Makes the pickup and the GFI. Does he GFI again to make him unsurfable? That's a big question Andy should ask himself. Does go for the second GFI. That also means that the strip ball guy will need some sort of... Ooh, he goes for a pass. The intercepts fail on the line rats. Makes the pass and the catch. Now the ball is still unsafe because this gutter runner with two heads can put in a lot of pressure, and the main problem is now you don't have dump off to save you. It means that if the balls go down, which, let's face it, probably will happen on even on a two red dice, it's going down for real. And the big hand, RG5 with leap, is still in play, ready to pick it up no matter where it drops. I would like to see Guadi just take it. It might be a little bit tough on the dodge. It will be a 3+ after this block, the second dodge, but it's definitely worth taking it. Also, this is a very common case of when Horns is worse than Dauntless, because Horns make you strength 3 always on the Blitz, but when you are facing strength 4 players...
Come to save you again.
Thank you, Fiction, our
I
savior.
thought somebody else would be around. I kind of wanted to just play them.
I was I was 90% sure Metal said he could stream it, but I don't know. I don't know how to read. So yeah, we had. Did you see the quad skulls?
I haven't seen anything yet.
Ooh.
That's who scolded? Was it Andy?
Yeah, Andy got to receive the ball, then
Good
did a block,
deal.
injured the rat, then blocked again, rolled quad skulls, and the rats just ran to the ball. And now he did manage to knock the ball down, pick it up, and pass it to someone semi-safe.
Okay.
But we are going to see rats dropping the ball again because there is no sure hands.
Right. I am in.
Ooh, that's not good.
Get the skull.
That's good.
There you
That's
go.
bueno.
Red dice. All you have to do is not roll a skull. It's pretty
Pretty
strip
simple.
ball.
Yeah.
Strip ball wrestle is a great combo.
Yeah.
I can
Horns
never
being
tell
a little
if
weak
it's
here.
better to do strip ball or tackle after wrestle first.
Ooh,
It's always
that's a nasty scatter for the rats. But they do get the option to block the Mighty Blow guy into the ball again.
He'll take it.
To be honest, they don't really need a good scatter. They just need a big hand to reach the ball. Because big hand.
Mutations and edgy.
Like, this
This
rat
team
team
has
is...
got some nice level ups.
Yeah. Ooh, 1-9's the block. I don't like taking...
I don't think you take that, yeah.
Like, to be honest, I don't even take the block on the Mighty Blow guy just because you have big hand anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Just go and try to pick
Just
up the ball.
run
Now,
pick it up and then out.
especially with 1-9, it's so easy for the elves to clear the ball, pick it up, and run away. I'm not sure, like, he had a very lucky start with the quad skulls, but I think Andy will manage to recover.
I believe so. Even though the quad skulls, I think the rats could have played that a little differently. And it probably would have worked out better.
Yeah, taking 1-9 blocks with no reroll at hand when you can just take the ball instead. Like, it wouldn't even clear tackle from the ball because the strength 4 witch has tackle. Ooh, that's a big removal.
Niggling did not do a thing. He was already KO'd.
Yeah. That's going to make it a lot
He would
easier
have
to
been
put
there
in
if
the
he'd done
ball.
the dodges out for the pickup.
Yeah, if you
that
went
he
for
would
the
have had
keep.
to blitz. No. And now I think we see a lot of frats either get surfed or just chain hit. Where
He might serve the rookie gutter runner, but like I think most of the players are going to be committed to just
probably
removing
after
players from the ball.
strength 4, which is really nice.
Yeah,
Any team that doesn't have strength 4, getting at least one for those blitzes is massive.
especially on a witch, like having strength
Mhm.
4 for frenzy serves is very nice.
You
Gaudi
could
def-
be a little Mimi and go for a leap, and you have all these crazy surf options.
uh, take leap,
I
roll
think,
doubles for Juggernaut.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, if you roll doubles, I think I'd take Juggernaut over Mighty Blow.
Ooh, yeah, it's definitely a matter of preference. So pretty good
Stuns.
armor breaks.
Not knocking down players is one of the easiest ways to get yourself hurt. Like, if he had not knocked that player down, let alone the stun, then he would have just had a free hit almost on the witch, which, I mean, on one die, I'd take that.
I would still prefer to see Gaudi focusing on the ball more, because he could have had a much safer, like he could have had the ball in hands and just ran away instead of
Mm-hmm.
taking 1 in 9 blocks. And he does go for the serve, or I would assume so.
He might just take that hit and leave him pinned with knock and tackle. Two tackles and arms. It's not terrible. I think we see the blitz on the wrestle rat at some point. And then just take the block on the other one, and then maybe the witch elf dodges and picks up.
Oh, he blitzes the strip ball with
Chooses
Mighty
not
Blow.
to.
Well, if he manages to
Probably
remove
fine.
here,
He's got so much time. And there you go.
yeah,
Does remove.
I wouldn't hate an apothecary on that. Just because now the drive is completely lost. You have one gutter runner, he's a rookie,
Mm-hmm.
he's out of position. Now the elves
And
gets to score on turn 8.
your Fowler's stunned, your Killer's stunned. It does have the Claw Mighty Blow rat.
Yeah, he does go for the
Yeah,
surf,
just wants to.
especially after that removal on the gutter runner. The
Mhm.
other gutter runner, I agree with
Just
that.
having no gut runners on the field feels bad for Skaven.
At this point, it's
So
like,
even stalling this out to the end of the turn, which would normally be great, but he's got this natural one turn over here. I don't think he actually needs to re-roll that. The rats don't have any option.
well, I
They've got no
think
score threats.
he
I mean,
might
they've
be
got the wrestler,
expecting.
but
I think he might be expecting that Gaudi will just say, I'm end turning till the end of the half. I'll one turn. I'll get most of my rats back because I have a Bloodweiser babe. Like,
mhm.
see you next half. I'm done. I don't have gutter runners. My killers are out of position. I'm outnumbered. I had enough.
Try to get passive removals by send-offs.
Yeah, only one bench for the Dark Elves. I would be surprised to see them foul. Maybe the Pomp tackle, but anyone else would be a
Mm-hmm.
waste. No pause today. I like that sidestep, making sure that you get the free block. We might even see a dodge here from Gaudi. I'm
Not the
not
dodge we're thinking of, but
I'm not sure about just basing the elves. You're not going to do much. You're just going to give them more hits. Uh, that's good
wrestle.
actually. Because now Andy has to wrestle to the floor, which means the rat is safe.
I think he was trying to protect his claw rat, but I mean, you can't really protect him
And
if he really wants
like
that.
now,
He's gonna get
Andy
it.
can even justify a blitz with the Mighty Blow, because before that, Andy would blitz the Wrestle Line Rat with Mighty Blow, and then block the Claw Mighty Blow Storm Vermin, because he want to maximize blocks. But now you
Mm-hmm.
can blitz the Claw Mighty Blow Vermin, and you still get a free block on a Line Rat. We are going to see Andy just safely cage up the field, make sure that Quad's calls will not hit him again.
I thought he'd leave the Witch Elf next to the dirty player, because if he stood up, he can't just stand up or else he gets served.
Well, to be honest, you are okay with him standing up and just taking blocks as well. Like at this point, I don't think Guadi can earn anything from standing players up.
Yeah, I think you just leave people on the ground,
A prone
which
Skaven is
is
a safe one.
it's terrible advice for a playoff match. Just sit down and take it, because you always want to go for those plays, try to do something, never give up. Let me say die, but I mean that only goes so far.
Well, you don't have a team right now because you have zero
Mm-hmm.
gutter runners. Like you're practically playing Underworld.
Mm. Which I assume is why most people don't play Underworld.
Yes, Underworld is like Underworld is a second-rate Skaven. It's like Skaven without the good players.
Mm-hmm. Instead of gutter runners, you have
Goblins.
goblin. Yeah. Ooh.
You do get a very nice troll, but he's not enough to carry.
No.
Oh, goes for a vanity pass, pretty much. Wants the SPP.
Can't really get a hit. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He could. Um, no, 6. That's got 6 movement. You have to do some ridiculous things.
Uh, Going for the blodger. Gets the POW this
Gets the
time.
pound.
Ooh, breaks the armor.
What?
Ooh, gets an injury. That's a good one. Badly hurt. I don't think
You
Andy will
apple.
commit the apple.
If you're aggressive, you apple, but if not, you have a bench. You've got one player.
You have better players to try and protect later.
Mm-hmm.
The Mighty Blow is an important one. The Strength 4 Witch. The guard players.
Mm-hmm. It's true. Underworld blitzers are better than Skaven blitzers,
Yeah, but not a lot
but
because you often do roll the doubles
yeah,
for
just roll
Claw.
doubles and get claw anyway.
Like, this guy has Claw. The other one wouldn't like Claw next level if we are Underworld.
And goblins with mutations is great, but you have to get like 2 levels just to get a slower gutter runner with the 2 heads and 2 arms.
Yeah, and like you also don't get access to Street Ball, Wrestle, Tackle, Movement
Yeah, no
9,
general access is not great.
because you don't after dodge, gutter runners barely take anything on agility outside of maybe leap, but you're a stunty,
Mhm.
so you don't need leap.
Unless you're a 1 turner, then you get sprint trophy. But you're not going to do that on a goblin.
Yeah.
Unless you only roll normals, but then you just recycle the goblin.
Well, if you roll normals, you still
And you
prefer
have
to have.
mutations, yeah.
Yeah, goblins are not good as gutter runner. What a surprise!
It's just not great. Better plan is just to hope for doubles on Skaven.
Well, like the main problem is that you can't even one turn as good as Skaven.
Yeah,
Like,
Goblin Toss with a troll is pretty awful.
yeah, relying on a loner that can eat your player is not it's not very good, is it?
Uh,
So many
it's
vanity
great for your
passes.
opponent.
Yeah, it is great for the opponent.
It's funny to watch. It's good for comedic highlight reels.
Yeah, I would love to see an underworld team in playoff where they lose because the troll ate the goblin.
That would go on highlight reel for sure. Greatest fails.
Well, I don't think Underworld need a buff because Underworld, like, it's pretty much a stunty team. At least how it feels.
Hmm.
It's like better halflings. And for doing that, they are pretty cool. Mutation access on stunties can be very nasty if you roll like plus strength and you get horns as well. Like, just
Yeah,
doubles for wrestle or street ball, and what are people are supposed to do? It's like leap, but better because you can dodge 6 times, and all of those are 2 pluses.
I would like to see Cyanide take a small liberty and buff a couple teams. Just do some balance here and there. Not to try to make all the teams equally powerful, just make the really shit ones not unfun to play.
Well, I think the real shit ones are ogres, goblins, and halflings.
Well, stunties are stunties.
Yeah. Like,
We want the
ogres
good
are
shit.
funny. Halflings are halflings. Like, if you change halflings, Monty will kill everyone. And goblins are very fun to play.
I went to see Savage Orcs. That's like one of the major teams. I was like, that sounds fun. It's basically almost Norse, but no block. So it's not great, but you have more armor
So it's dwarves, but no block, but fast.
and some strength 4.
Ooh, strength 4 is nice. So orcs, but faster?
Orcs with a lot of frenzy, I think.
Yeah. So corn, but stronger.
Maybe.
We have too many teams.
They're all the same, but slightly different.
Yeah, we have a lot of interesting custom teams from Fumble that I would like to see maybe balanced a little bit and brought
Hmm.
over eventually. Maybe not in a
There's
official format, but allow like a custom team builder into Blood Bowl 2 like you have in Fumble.
right. You could have your own tournaments of just that. Um, Slanish would be fun. Agility access, mutations could be cool. Lots of leap everywhere.
We have Kislev
Um,
already.
yeah, I know, but you could also get big hand.
Sometimes reroll pricing makes a lot of sense because usually the price of rerolls, Jamus, is based on starting rosters. So teams that have very strong players that are cheap will usually have expensive rerolls, and the other way around. But your like elves tend to have cheap rerolls and
I
like
probably would have gone for
ooh, that's a skull. Gets him now. Ooh.
rude. He was trying to level that player. There's one
We
SP
might see an
away.
apothecary on him just because he's the only way to deal with street ball.
Also, that's the leader.
It's a reroll down and your dump off down. We don't see an apo probably because of the MNG, but I believe Andy was
Mhm.
considering that. That's a very good removal for the killer. That also means Andy's into his bench. This Claw Mighty Blow Storm Vermin is doing a job and is like the only player
It's the
alive.
only player. Yeah.
Like
I
one
probably still would
versus
have blitzed
elves.
with the lineman though. The wrestle done the two GFIs to hit the ball. He would have gotten down. Maybe if you roll the same both down.
Yeah, but I
I
think the
guess
goal
he
is
can't do anything with it. You get the ball and then what?
yeah, I think the
Fair
goal
enough.
is
Go
to
for
just
removals.
hurt the elves. Gutter runner was served. So 2 KOs and a serve on the gutter runners. He was not filled, and gutter rats don't matter. They are not gutter runners. Yeah, this Storm Vermin was a hero. The other one is stuck here and is never going to wake up until the next half because he doesn't like being hit. It was a very interesting start to the match. I think Guadi played it wrong, but now it's still looking Gaudi's way because the elves are not going to field 11 for the rest of the match, and the one-turner rat is just going to be able to do everything. Going for more vanity passes. I really hoped for some snakes, just because it would be funny. And he definitely did not roll enough ones yet. Quads calls it like, that's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
good.
yeah.
I roll
Let's
7 of those every match.
not salty.
You say that, but Wolf Rider, which was on your team for a while, did snake 4 GFIs
I
in a
forgot I took him
single
from
game.
you.
Hmm?
I forgot I took him from you.
You
That's
killed
right.
him on a foul.
Yeah.
After he failed the GFI, which was very fitting.
Don't worry, that zombie died as well.
Yeah, now we have Wolf Rider is dead, the zombie.
The Herald of Two Deaths. He's actually one of my better zombies now. I think he's block tackle.
Ooh.
Maybe I'm thinking of a different team. I don't know.
I'm not sure about dodging with the Storm Vermin all the time. I'm like, Andy is probably just going to blitz and then score. And he might not even blitz because the Mighty Blow has the ball.
Yeah, no, he's block. No, the Wolfrider is dead. He's the dirty player. That's the right. So he's killed a lot of people.
He died to a foul, and now he's here for vengeance.
He's the fouler.
If you can't beat them, join them. Seems like Andy will take a block on this Storm Vermin that caused so much trouble. He can make it a 3 dice into a 3 dice with the Strength 4 Witch.
Oop.
Oh, he burn a reroll? We didn't
No,
notice that, but he did. The rats burnt a reroll, which was the last reroll, which
on
makes
the
the one turn tougher. I missed
is
that.
that on the block? Is
It
that the
was on a
last one?
dodge, I believe, on the rookie gutter, on this gutter runner, on this
Oh,
line rat that
gotcha.
got injured.
Should have.
Do we see an Apo to make sure he can decide to not field the one turner? I think that is what you are thinking
I
right
think he's
now,
eventually
Gaudi.
gonna be the case anyway.
Yeah, but pushing that one more turn might be good. Decides not to
Mm-hmm.
because it's a little bit more sensible because you still have 11.
Right.
Also, it's a line rat. Elves going to score? No reroll for this.
All the KOs come back for Skaven.
They did buy a babe,
Okay.
so you somewhat expect
Yeah,
that.
one of
Maybe
them was a 3. The rest were 4s and 6s.
babe doing a thing.
There you go.
So 11 rats, 10 elves, and we are going to see a one turn attempt. There is there is a sure hands AG4 accurate thrower to pick up the ball and give it to the one turner. One turner does not have catch, only sure fit in terms of rerolls. So the catch and the 3 GFIs are probably the main ways to fail this one turn, especially with no reroll to protect you.
The Viking Cup makes an
God,
excellent
God
point. You
damn it.
don't apple a line
Yeah, but
rat.
what if you play a team with 14 line rats?
It's a line rat. You don't apple anyway. You don't even buy an apple. You just save
Well,
50K.
actually, I did play that, and it was really silly. And we rolled the plus strength on a rat, and he was the ball
Nice.
carrier. So we did buy an apple just for him, and it failed.
That's why you don't apple line rats. It's a fake
Everything is fake in the playoffs. That's like
fake apple, fake blodge,
fake diving tackle, fake tail, fake low mighty blow. We have seen it all.
fake lightning bolts.
A lot of those, yes. We've seen some fake fireboards as well.
All the wizards need to go back to school.
Yes, like Big Rat is not fake. He's just really bad.
Big rat, the big meme.
I'm still not sure why he induced him. I'm pretty sure he's confused why he induced him.
Seemed like a good idea at the time.
Andy does not have enough tackle to force a dodge from tackle, I believe. But he's trying to figure out if he can.
Trying to figure out if you can make it a dodge in 2 tackle zones if it's not tackle, I think. Which I don't think you can.
Yeah, I don't believe he has. Actually,
Oh, wait, there you go. Almost.
yeah, he can make it a
All
dodge
right.
from. Oh, he brought.
Oh, there's another tackle. Oops.
That makes
There you go.
things better.
It's a little easier.
Yeah, now Guadi probably feels slightly stupid for using the last reroll on a very random dodge with a line rat that got injured anyway. So yeah, not like this is not very special, this defense. Just forcing you to dodge from tackle when you have 4 tackle.
It's an interesting goal. Usually I go with like 1 or 2 tackle, but if you have 4 tackle and you can prevent one thing's a little easier.
Well, usually you also have a 3 sidestep, which is enough to stop anything but a natural one. Actually, not anything, because sidestep is weaker than stand firm. But it makes
Mhm.
things very complicated to one turn without a natural one turner.
Right.
Like especially if you spread the 3 sidestep like this, it's a mess to force the chain push to actually do it on tackle, and like force the chain push to be your way because of the sidestep.
So he probably shouldn't go for any blocks. Don't know if he will.
Yeah, with no reroll you don't
He's
risk.
kind of setting up for it though.
Maybe if you can bring it into a 3 dice, the hit
Yeah.
with the pomp tackle. Just because another removal will do a lot for you this game. But anything else is insane and you should not do it.
In before foul.
Like, please no. In before
You don't
foul
need to
into
score if you just
injury.
foul, steal the ball, and then score.
Yeah, like foul into injury, no send off, and I just flip a table and the stream goes down.
That's okay. I've got my handy OBS button right here.
You're ready for
I'm
high
expecting
levels of
it.
salt.
This is Blood Bowl after all.
Yeah, but I'm a caster. I should not be so
You don't even.
salty.
Yeah, I know. But some people.
Yeah, but I've seen your video where you yelled at a skink getting upward. I know who I'm.
I don't remember this. I have a terrible memory. Oh,
Ooh,
he's got
now.
a bribe now.
Oh
He's
no.
totally gonna foul.
Oh no.
Calling it.
One on the bribe, please. Enough, please.
Say
Just pass the ball
not
to
the
the
kick
one
you
turn.
want.
Score. Of course he takes blocks. Why would you not
Why?
score?
Why not? You know.
Probably going to be an injury. Ah,
No,
hooray! Not rewarded.
7. It's at least a 3+ pass if he's doing that.
Please make it a 3 dice at least. No, it's not a 3 dice! What are you doing?
You have all these rats doing nothing. Why not? Natural armor break.
You pile that on every day.
No reason not. Even if you don't break armor. Nah. And now he's going to take the hit with the wrestle.
And he's probably going to foul
I don't
just
know.
because I'll be mad. Like, no reason to hit with the wrestler. He's not good. And he doesn't even... Well, follow-up might mean that he's not fouling, which is... okay? Like, it makes me... No, he's probably going to foul anyway. He just doesn't want more assists.
Setting up for it still.
Like, I
Just
foul,
wanted to
but I foul with one
change
less
where the
assist.
assists are. Pick
Picks
up.
up the ball. Is...
It is a 3+.
Pass is good.
Makes it.
Makes the catch. The catch was important with no reroll, and I believe that levels the thrower.
It does. Look at that.
What do you want to take next on a thrower like this? Leader, so you could grid all your rerolls before the one turn?
Leader would be nice. Just roll Agi again, it's fine, or doubles.
Strong arm is pretty potato. I like.
You know
I
what?
don't hate this at all, but
That. What?
I like doing 2 GFIs to avoid
Guess you should've
dodges,
fouled.
but please die. Aww. I
Only
wanted
halfway
him to
there.
die. Hello, random boy. And
Well,
no,
that's gonna make things easier for Andy.
yeah, I agree with itself that he could have probably set up so he chain pushes that Horns guy forward so he could blitz without GFIs or with one GFI.
Yeah. I think he might have been a little split on what he wanted to do there.
He wanted to punch mostly.
Mm-hmm.
But there is bribes in play now, and I definitely think it favors the rat team.
The rats.
They do have
Dirty player.
dirty player, yeah.
It's
And they
even
are
though
up
it's
numbers already.
a lot better.
Like, if the rats manage to remove like 2 more elves permanently, I don't think Andy will be able to recover.
It's hard to keep rats from scoring when they can just, run forever. Can't keep up. Elves are a little slow in comparison.
Well, it is pretty scary for the rats to just one turn now, because they are down. If they one turn, and the elves manage to grind you out, you don't get a one turn attempt. You just lose.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be a non-classic one turn
I
rat.
think he has to, go for overtime.
Maybe not fully for overtime, but you definitely, unless you remove 3 players on KOs, you
go for damage and then see what happens. You can always keep stalling till overtime, and then if you win the coin flip, it's
instant game over.
Pretty simple. Especially if he loses 3 or 4 L's, can't even produce a screen.
Yeah, only way I see him not scoring on turn 16 is if he got into a bad position because of Andy, or if he manages to get so many KOs that it's better to try and steal from the elves than risk them getting an additional KO roll and the chance to still receive.
If you lose players and the elves manage to overturn you, that's the game over scenario.
Yeah, even if the elves force you to score, you're in an awkward spot. They just need to deal with the strip baller, and they should be pretty safe to stall. And they did remove him last time successfully, and they have a bribe now. So if he's ever reaching the floor, he's gonna eat a shoe.
Boot for your snoot, sir.
To be honest, I would probably do everything I can to protect him.
Lose his turn.
Riot. That helps for the rats because they want to stall for as few turns as possible. Makes it easier to stall.
Immediately another
KO.
KO.
I really dislike this setup because it looks like he's going to block with the dirty player if he wants to do the diagonal blocks all the way. And you definitely don't want to block with the dirty player. Yeah, I think he either didn't really want to do diagonal blocks or noticed that he did a bad position setup. Goes for the pylon on the stun, makes sense. A lot of threes, which is not enough. Now he doesn't really have anyone to foul. uh, I do smell that he's going for the one turn, Sean Man. I hope he doesn't, because I think it's a massive misplay. But I smell that he's going for the one turn. Takes the blitz for knocking that tackle block lineman down. Screens a little bit off just in case something bad goes on the pass. I don't hate that, but that looks like how you set up if you want to score very quickly. Line rat scoring threat. The best kind of scoring threat. They never expect it. Ooh, needs the pass reroll. Makes it with the 2. And fails the catch. Commits the reroll to it because the ball would be very unsafe. Do you take the GFIs with no reroll and just sure feet? The one turn is for when your opponent scores on turn 8, and then you want to score as well. But instead you are going for a lot of blocks. Ooh, goes for a very tiny foul on that guy. Waste his bribe, a 1 on the bribe will be devastating, but it is a KO, which might prove worthy for next half. Makes the bribe. That was very, very risky. I really dislike just taking that foul, because if that was 1 on the bribe, the ball is wide open. So moves a little bit more players up the field just in case he fails the GFIs, but it does seem like he's going for the quick touchdown. 1 GFI is good. 2 GFI is good. Does not tripwire. We have a touchdown. Lots of rats in the crowd. They look very gross without shirts. Fiction, you here? I think we might have lost. Oh,
No, I'm here.
you just went quiet for a while.
I was muted and I forgot I muted.
Did you say anything?
I was laughing at your comment about the ugly rats.
Yeah, they
They
are
really
very
got
ugly.
lots of chest hair.
Like, I'm going to zoom in for the people. Look at them. They're so ugly. Why do they have like chest hair?
It doesn't look like a rat. It looks like a man becoming a rat.
Like we took the model of the human, made him naked, and slapped a rat head on him. Still goes for the rule of 5 setup. I don't know. I don't like the one turn, but it might prove to be the right way to play. And he is going to miss 2 players because only 1 KO came back. There is no bribe for the rats anymore, but 9 versus 11. Not easy for Andy, but this is
That's
probably better
possibly
than he
good.
would expect.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the rats, like, I know that rats should be hairy, but they look like very weird gangsters. And it's really confusing me. Especially, like, this one that does, like, both hands up and just shake them, and it makes no sense at all. I think he has a flag in hand as well? I'm not sure what the point is. The crowd is very weird. They just jump in place forever.
Stop looking at the crowd. They put all the work on the player models.
Yeah, but like it's setups and nothing interesting is happening, so we need to talk about the weird
It's taking
budget
his time to
models
figure out which way does he want to hit these three rats.
in the head probably. Very hard.
Who does he foul?
I think he
All
might.
the L's on the line.
Ooh, weather
You
is
got a
not
perfect
great.
defense. I don't think it actually hurts because I don't think the rats are gonna try to match him.
A blitz would hurt a lot because then the rats can like screen you off from the other side of the pitch.
Mm-hmm.
Like blitz would be horrible anyway,
Oh, but that's
but
just
this
the
is not
nature
how
of
you
blitz.
stop the blitz. Because like the flanks are completely open. They can run around you. They can screen you if the ball is
Oh,
deep.
thought for a second maybe he was going for the surf.
The surf is just too much commitment, I believe. We have seen some injured rats. I believe there are 2 injured rats right now. So, also this is an armor break, random boy. You are wrong.
You get the 3 more hits on the wrestle rat if he wants them.
Yeah, I think not having the runner is going to be surprisingly painful this half, just because dump off is so nice to have against the strip ball if you don't have sure hands.
I guess
Ooh, that's a big
that
stun.
was loud.
Hmm?
There you go. I guess I didn't realize Andy had 3 rerolls anyway, so the leader was just an extra fourth. It's not as terrible to lose. Being down to 2 rerolls though I would not be comfortable with, even
Yeah,
on elves.
especially when you might go to overtime.
Mm-hmm. That would be broken if you get an extra leader reroll just for overtime as well.
Well, there were bugs where if you get like knocked down on the leader, when you still have the leader reroll, and it goes to overtime, you suddenly have 2 leader rerolls. Cause why not?
GG, good game, well made.
Well made, Cyanide. Well made. Ooh, fails the pickup.
On the
We might see
pickup,
a
I
reroll
think you
here
have to
because,
reroll it.
like,
Rats are just
yeah, with the Agi5 lip big hand, if you don't hold the ball, he's gonna hold the ball. It's pretty simple, really. Do you just run back
put
to the
them right
out
behind the
of
two
range?
tacklers. Or you could bring him up next to guard and then foul base lineman
Hmm.
just to prevent leave bullshit.
Conga line defense.
Okay.
Can he bring the strip ball over there? 1, 2, 3, 4. He probably can get a 2 red dice. With a strip ball, possibly even a 1 dice because he does have horns. Like 1 GFI with the Storm Vermin to with the
You
guard.
could do a dodge if he moves the storm vermin. You can
The
get
thing
a
is
red
like
die.
if the Storm Vermin can 1 GFI to mark the ball and be an assist and stop the counter assists
Mm-hmm.
because he has guard, and then I believe it's just a couple of dodges for 2 dice with strip ball, with wrestle
It's
on
pretty
the
good.
ball. Like that's 1 in 36 to not drop the ball, which did happen in quad calls before. But I think what 1 quad calls is enough for 1 match for me. I don't think I can take any more. Nuffle, please. I don't like this defense from Andy. You should try to be in a cage. will we see Guadi just going to pop the ball? No, he's not going to pop the ball. I don't like that. I think it was too good of a
Two
chance.
sidesteppers is you're not getting through there.
He
Maybe
could
he
have.
didn't see it. Hmm. Interesting.
Yeah, especially when you have an Agi5 big hand, like the scatter doesn't really
You can
matter as long as an elf does not catch it.
just jump over, pick it up, and run away. The elves will be able to knock you down and probably foul you to death, but
Well, the thing is, you can also have the one turner up the field before doing the leap play, and he
do a
can go
little
very
screen.
far. And you just toss to him, screen him off with your big hand in a line rat, and at that point the elves are just conceding the touchdown again. They need like to roll good dice once more, but he didn't go for the ball play. I don't like it. Oh, I like how Random Boy is feeling super happy for doing well, although he should not talk about his result, especially not Viking Cop talking about his result, because the match was played a few hours ago, and some people might have not watched it. But yeah,
Smack him on the wrists.
I would love to see Random Boy dying to Claw for a full season. That would be fun, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm. Vampires versus any team with my evil piling on. Claw as well is nice.
Well, if he
With
goes to
vamps.
Division 1, he's going to have very nice time with Metal, Sage, and Viking Cop, which are all, like, very nice people, with no claw at all.
They they like to shake your hand before and after the game. The problem is after the game, your hand's not attached to the arm anymore.
Yeah. Rats mostly protecting their good players right now. Just
I think Random
asking,
Boy's considering whether or not he should tank his play.
who goes for the Claw Mighty Blow guy. He did do a lot of damage last half. We probably will also see a foul on Mr. Nitzel Scuttle, the Pomp Tackle Storm Vermin, because he's too good of a target and there is no much good advancement for the elves, and they don't really want to invest anyway. They want to cage up, be safe from that horns, two heads, three ball, and wait till turn 16 before they score. Now you're going straight to Div 1. We have so many dropouts from Gym and Div 1. I believe we have 6 returning teams, and one of them is me, who did so poorly that he's definitely going to Div 2. Which is weird. Like, Sage is staying, Metal is staying, Viking Cop is staying, Reef Cannon is staying, and I believe Dreamify is staying because Dreamify is going to stay in Div 1 forever and ever.
Wait, Metal actually plays Blood Bowl
Yeah, he plays Nergal.
every now and then.
Yeah. He's not like he's not very good. He was like he could have went to playoffs, but then he forgot that sidestep was a thing.
That's always fun.
Yeah, Toast Guy on the last game of his team just destroyed Metal.
I tend to underestimate sidestep myself. Don't pick it up very often.
Chizek saying that Rel 1 is also full of rerolls. Is that true? Because I'm not following the Rel side, but I assume
It
you do.
is. There are. I can't think of how many.
Well, while
I'd
you're
have to look
thinking,
at the
we get to
bracket
see a
to figure it
foul.
out, but there's like I want to say 3 to 5 teams re-rolling. Mike's re-rolling. Stays is re-rolling. A couple people, obviously, the people who are out of the division leave, get relegated.
well, I'm going to interrupt that, but it's a lot of people rolling. He fouled the palm tackle and did not break, and now you have a palm tackle next to the ball. This is going to
You can
be
get a one die on it.
interesting. Also, like, the backside of the ball is pretty
It's super
open.
easy to just get a one die here. I mean,
To be honest, it's super easy to get a one dice with the horns gutter runner if he does not
the
move
rest
the
is
witch to screen.
can still get there. GFIs maybe. There we go.
Well, yeah, and that still leaves like an
Let's have two
instant one
hands.
dice with bomb on the ball. And once again, if the ball is down, big hand is going to leap, take the ball, and say goodbye to the world.
Yeah.
And also now the
One
one turner
turners.
is
If he was one square forward, he could have. No.
well, to be honest, you prefer him to be there. You just run as far as you can, be out of range of all the elves, and just stall for a
Mm-hmm.
turn. Because why not make it even more like pressure on the elves to score next time? Make them need to do more dice because if they get the time to make a cage safely, they don't reach to the point where they have a pomp tackler inside the inside the
Yeah.
cage. He does go for the one dice, gets the
Gets
pow
the pow.
immediately. This is once again not very good for Andy. He really wanted a
Damn
break
tough
there.
grass. Just covering up all the numbers that I'm used to.
Ooh, gets a KO. You don't pile that
Yeah.
on. You're so happy with the removal. You really hope non-elf. Ooh,
Apple's it. I think that's probably smart.
yeah. Now we're
He's
just
playing
going
for
to
this
see.
drive to win this.
Yeah,
Cad Thrin, number 12. There's like three squares that he can't reach, and this one turner can. So potentially the rats will have the ball, and he won't be able to do anything about it.
I don't. Oh,
It
he's
is a bit
moving
of a
the witch,
difficult.
so he will have an easier path to the ball with the leap.
There you go.
Also gets a pow, which is always nice. So yeah, I like the up on that from Andy because if it goes to KO and the KO fails, you're going to have very tough time next drive to score because you're expecting the rats to score at this point. Like they have a movement 10 gutter runner that can get out of range of everyone, and an AG5 guy that can pick up the ball, throw it, and say, what do you do now? And you don't have an answer.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It would be quite the pass though to get him over there.
I don't like
5.
not moving the one turner first because now he cannot go for the pass play I was talking about.
Yeah.
Unless he's passing through the elves, and then we have intercepts, which are no bueno. Those go
Again,
for
the
the pass.
lineman is the only one. I don't know.
The lineman had, I believe, a 5 plus
He had a
intercept, no punish on
pretty good
that.
chance.
It was pretty much a 3 plus 3 plus 2 plus, because the intercept is a 5 plus, which is equivalent to making a 3 plus from Gaudi's side.
This just feels bad.
Yeah, I really don't like that play. He could have avoided the intercept, and it's a 5 plus intercept. If the elves
Well, I mean,
intercept, you
for the
lose an
Elves, it's
advantage.
just seeing your player down there with the ball and none of your people are in range. It's just like heartbreaking. It's like, no. So now he goes for damage, I guess.
Well, random, it might be Skaven,
Has to
but
force him to score though.
yeah, Andy probably can force the score here. So yeah,
So
this
now Andy basically has to play for overtime.
yeah, and overtime means 50% to receive the ball.
But again, the Skaven will have a one turn attempt. Or no, they won't. They went first.
Yeah, they did
So
go
yeah,
first.
overtime.
I I'm slightly annoyed to see just taking a risky play when you don't need to, and no punish at all for it. But
A
that is
plus
Blood
one
Bowl.
assist is probably not worth being next to Palm.
Yeah, the foul was weird. Like I don't like I agree that he's the player that you need to foul, but I would like to see a proper cage and then have like a 3 assist foul, a 2 assist foul, instead of having the ball pretty much in like immediate one dice from tackle. Goes for the big
Understandably,
hand. I like the targeting, it's a scary player, and he is niggled. We probably will see a foul on him
probably.
as well.
Yeah.
87 holds strong.
Do a good old no assist foul into dead. Why not?
He is niggled, so it's like having dirty player.
Yeah. Free dirty player. There you go. Whoa.
Takes the block.
Gets a KO. I
I mean,
probably would have dodged him for the assist, but there you go. There's his
removals are
reward.
nice.
Mm-hmm.
You do want to have as few rats going forward. Ooh, dodges from tackle.
Scary, but I
Dodges no.
mean, you're not just
Come
gonna
on.
stand there. There you go.
Ooh, that's. There is a
I
bait
think at
for the
this
rats.
time, still doesn't do anything.
To be honest, I wouldn't hate a bait for an apple on that KO, just because you really want to have that gutter runner in play. But maybe Gaudi thinks that he's already winning, so why risk a player dying?
Maybe.
And there is a babe in play, so it's not that likely that he's going to not have him next drive. But it is probably one of the more scary gutter runners.
If he can manage to blitz this elf down, then he can stall for another turn on the other side.
I believe the Witch Elf will always be able to blitz the ball, but he's not going for it. He's just trying to hurt the Mighty Blow to avoid the damage later on. Not using the pylon. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, why
Claw.
not?
Like,
Scrake is frozen.
I have to say that I really like
There
the
you
elf turf when the cheerleaders are dancing, because you have like sparkles from the floor.
go.
Both KOs come back for the rats, and one KO for the KO stays out for Andy. So pretty much a replay of what we had before, just less rerolls from both sides, I believe. Andy hoping to not get destroyed. Ooh, rerolls for both teams. There was no fame, which is not something you see every day, so makes sense no one got an edge on the other. Yeah, the Dark Elves have 4 turns, which is definitely enough. Like, you can 2 turn easily as Dark Elves, especially when your opponent sets up a roll of 5. But,
Whoop! There
ooh,
you go. Edgy player got busted is finally dead.
F to pay respect. That's into the bench of the Rats, which will prove to be helpful if we go to overtime. I would like to see Andy actually caging up this time, though.
Yeah. Or at least a proper screen. Put him next to
Like,
guard with the ball carrier so that way he can just
like the
leave
conga
it.
line that he did on the first turn was not safe, but
It's a little
Gaudi,
greedy.
like, ooh, just a stun
Another
this
break.
time. AV7 is actually breaking. Who would have thought?
Probably Norse.
I know the pain of Norse. I play Norse quite a bit.
I used to love Norse, man.
I still love Norse. It's a lovely team,
It's,
but sometimes life is very not fun.
yeah, it's like almost worth it to play them, but sometimes not.
I still think they are pretty
Opts
good.
for the friendly trap. Gets him down though.
Yeah. Ooh, 1 in 36. Ooh, 1
Into
in 36.
snakes.
That's Andy.
Okay.
Protect the ball, please. Why you do this?
Now he just leaps in, dodges out, and does the same thing again. Except this time, at least he's got a blitzer in
He
the
can
backfield.
probably even like go to the side with the RG5, not handoff, not anything, and just screen
He
him.
could just go backwards
Like run around,
to the
pass to the rookie
pass.
gutter runner, make a screen like a cage of your own, and just laugh at the Dark Elves because
Just totally not respecting big hand. He's like, oh, it's a tackle. Wait a minute. Leaping big hand.
yeah, it's the ball is
Really,
the same as zero
yeah.
tackle zones. Like he just needs to leap.
I often ask other skating coaches I know what they think about big hand, and most people don't take it. So I'm always surprised because of this particular
I think it's such an amazing
opportunity.
skill. I think both big hand and guard on gutter runner is definitely underrated.
I guess there's just so many skills you want on the gutters.
Like two heads is good, but two
Mm-hmm.
heads is too general. Like if you know what you want this gutter runner to do, big hand is a
Right.
great way to have a ball carrier gutter runner, and guard is just amazing in general and one of the best skills in Blood Bowl, regardless on which player it is.
He's got a great sacking slash recovery like skill set going on here with the wrestle strip ball, two heads, horns. It's a great sacker to get the ball loose, and then the recovery is just
I'm not sure about
God's tier.
sidestep. I'm not sure about sidestep over tackle.
Yeah, sidestep. I agree.
Also, I tend to favor Dauntless over Horns, and just like instead of Horns, he would have taken two heads, and instead of two heads, he would have probably still taken Horns, but I think Dauntless is better most of the time.
Personally, I think I like Dauntless better, but I get why you take horns most of the time. The ball carrier is strength 3, and you don't want to just fail your 2+ to not get that hit.
Yeah, but then like people do roll plus strength on ball carrier quite a lot in this
Yeah,
league. Also, uh,
I did.
I'm pretty sure the ball is going to be exposed if he's just passing to the one turner. I don't like that. You could have just been
You could
a
option
little
it.
bit behind. Ooh,
Rolls his own 136.
spicy.
Fair.
Yeah, I don't understand why he didn't just protect the big hand and went for a very potato play.
He wants his one turner to be a better one.
Yeah, but it's
So
like
the only way you could do that is if you roll another plus movement,
well, the only thing skill you really need is maybe two
or two
heads or
heads
leap
maybe.
or catch.
Yeah,
Like
agreed.
ideally two heads or plus agi, and then like catch maybe on normals or leap depending on your
Maybe he gets
preferences.
one more skill.
I think Andy might have a chance again, but I have my doubts because it was not going well. Probably need to blitz that Agi5 gutter runner to make it so you can actually throw the ball without fear of an intercept. Because Agi5 means 4 plus intercept.
Block is annoying for him. Does not free anyone up.
Well, you do have the block tackle lineman open up anyway, but he
Yeah,
probably wants to hit with Mighty Blow, mostly because he believes that if I have any chance to win this, it's only if I actually kill one of the gutter runners, and that is a Niggled gutter runner. Yeah, he does go for the blitz on the
he is going for
Agi5.
it.
No knockdown. I don't think we
Won't
will see
reroll
a
it. He still
reroll.
has to go for the pickup.
Yeah, it's a 3 plus pickup.
Fortunately, it's a sidestep blitzer, but again, sure hands.
Well, the thing is,
strip ball rather.
if you fail the pickup, you're going to get big hand. Just do
Mm-hmm.
everything. If you don't pass it away from the gutter runners, the strip ball will just take the ball.
Yeah.
Like the play probably has to be pick the ball up, pass it to the blodge guard guy, and just potato up the field because no one can
Away from strip ball, yeah.
like the only one that can really threaten you is the rookie gutter runner and the thrower, and you
You
can
could,
probably use the witch to stop them.
yeah. He could try to carry with the witch elf, pass it to her, but I don't think he will. Unless he's trying to get her close. It doesn't look like it. He would have been probably one square back, so he could probably screen if he was going to pass it to her short.
Ooh, yeah, I don't
Hmm.
hate like having her carry the ball, but the you can't really stop this gutter runner with horns and strip ball because you don't have sure hands, and he did not
It looks
want to
like he's
appo.
trying though.
I think Andy might be regretting not appoing the thrower, even though it was an MNG. Like having the
Yeah,
dump off
the tap
removes
off
so much of the risk of getting sacked. Fails the dodge on the
and is the
1-9,
1-9.
unless the gutter runner fails
I
this
think I would
pickup
have gone
so.
for.
Yeah, I would have taken
I
the
would have
safer
not
dodge,
done the 1-9. Yeah,
and this is
and
game.
that's it. I mean, he could one turn and then get a riot or a blitz or something, but um, probably not.
I think Andy made some mistake this game. I don't think Guadi played perfect as well, but
He's probably going to be quite upset with himself after.
yeah, Andy
That
definitely
his
annoyed by
tendency.
a lot of bad dice, but Gaudi like got the free attempt on the ball on turn one after quad skulls from Andy and didn't really
He
capitalize
didn't
on it
pick up the
correctly.
ball.
Like he picked up the ball,
Not
but he
playing around
left.
1 in 36 is, I mean, some say you have to, not play around 136s because you can't do anything about it. But you kind of can
Well,
make the
like you
ball safe
can't,
just in case you want in 36 instead of just playing to succeed.
especially with such a nasty Skaven team. I think like
If he
hitting
was
is
against Chaos,
nice.
then that's fine. But
Yeah, like hitting is nice, but you have to protect the ball because the big hand Agi5 was so good. Just picks up the ball instantly and you have nowhere, like nothing you can do to recover it really.
this is why I have a love-hate relationship with Skaven. They're amazing and awesome, but
They
just
die.
hate them. They're so cheesy. It's too good sometimes.
The developed Skaven is very scary and very often like your game plan is I'm orcs and I'm just hoping I can remove enough players so he could not one turn. And like it was probably the same game plan for Andy, although Gaudi did go for the one turn on the start of this half, the second half, to even up to 1-1. And if Andy played a little bit safer, he would have just been able to grind it out to one victory. And I think if he played a little more safer, didn't take the risks, didn't leave his ball open, he would have won this game. Despite rolling such an abysmal quad skulls first turn.
He managed to recover that quite well. KO's coming back is not great, even though it was sort of likely with the right or one babe.
Yeah, you don't really rely on KOs when there are babes in play.
Getting all three of them is probably above average, though.
To be honest, I think that the main weakness of Andy was committing to this all men's setup every single time. Like having players not stuck on the line, ready to just move around and protect the ball before you even
Mm-hmm.
take any dice, would prove to be more efficient. Because then when you roll the double skulls, you are not stuck with no one anywhere near the ball and having to get slightly lucky to recover. Also, we did not see a blitz this game, but If there was a blitz, this setup is
Oh,
not the
we're
one.
there. I don't care. He's giving his best player as an offering to escape him.
I think he just want to score for SPP. Although,
Yes,
like, the witch is
but
going to get
still, if he
hit and
tries to kill
fouled.
this strike four, oh, okay, that'll help. He does have guard though.
To be honest, now you just
So
target the guard instead. Like, oh, you don't want me to hit the witch? Okay. Ooh, fails the GFI.
no reason not to reroll.
Nah, it's not going to overtime. The game is over.
What? And
That's a
that's
very
just
fitting
salt
result.
in the wound.
Yeah.
So apparently Guadi could have set up for a one turn and got fourth.
In reverse.
You don't do that, but
Yeah,
he
you
could
just
have.
get hit on your one turner, but
Yeah,
it would have been very funny.
a very cocky thing to do. It's like, oh, you hit me. I have sidestep. Let me just make this one GFI shorter.
Like, oh, you're a witch. Now I only need one GFI. Thank you, Frenzy. Just goes for the non-strength 4 witch. Does reroll it, of course. Andy really hopes she doesn't get hurt.
Pylon, do
Yeah.
it.
Do it!
Yes. Ah,
Now you can foul
bad
her.
rat needs punished.
You can
It's
foul her.
true.
It's not punished, now you get more chance to do damage. It's rewarded. You just need to look at it at the right way.
Working on the right side. Yeah, there you go.
Just foul with your one turner for
If the splitzer had stunned himself, I guess he still could have made a pass handoff play. But that would be hilarious. With the Valkyria, I mean.
yeah, he have enough elves around to pick up the ball. It's not too deep. I'm not sure what's the goal of sacrificing this rat to the mighty blow, because that's how you get 3 dice
He's
with mighty
screening for the
blow.
intercept, but not really.
I really hope he dies. Apo fails, just cause it would be very funny.
Today was your greatest game. You really pulled your
You
weight,
carried the
but
team.
now you're dead.
Now you're
He's the
dead
last.
Apo to another Nigel, and you're officially Terry Tennant.
Yeah.
I'm really confused. Why would you just put him in
Get him a
front of the mighty
strength
blow?
plus. Run around with strength one runner. I mean, it doesn't affect his roll, but it would be funny.
Well, it makes it even easier to knock him down, cause
Yeah.
3 dice.
But he just jumps in, picks up the ball, hands to the one turner, and then scores. Yay.
Viking Cop is in favor of making this gutter runner into Terry. He can make it a 3 dice and still leave the witch as the scoring possibility. Doesn't go for the mighty blow hit. I don't like it. That means the guard guy or the blood stepper will
I think
probably
he's
be.
going for the foul just to make sure he gets him on the ground for the foul.
Yeah, but like I still prefer hitting with the mighty blow
You
because
get SPP that way.
and you are more likely to injure him
Mm-hmm.
anyway.
Wouldn't have made a difference, apparently. Maybe he's fouling the Palmer.
I would like to see Andy just scoring for SPP and not going for the spite foul, but I doubt it.
I mean, he does have a bribe. And there's the one.
Make it this time. Just need to get the ball to someone that can score.
No ones.
Will he fail the catch? Because I believe it's Yeah, it should be no GFIs after that. Makes the catch.
Easy peasy.
Get some.
Now you found, right?
You found with the guy that caught the ball for
Yeah.
massive PM.
I think Lupek did that once.
Oh. Will he fail the bribe? Fails the
Oh,
bribe! Punish.
pepperoni.
Now Andy
Well,
is sad because he lost the 3 SPP for a
he,
spout foul.
he misplayed a little bit, but then just got enough dice at the end to where he can feel like he can just blame it on that, and that's fine. Fine. Well, fine. It's just dice.
Yeah.
Maybe. I
Both
don't know.
players could have played better, I would say.
Mm-hmm. We've seen that a lot these playoffs. I don't know what it is.
Well, the
Just a
thing is,
wrong
like,
statement.
I haven't been in a playoff for a while, but I have been in the past, and like the pressure of its playoffs can very much devastate people.
Agreed.
So 3-1 for the Rats, with probably not a good MVP for the Rats and a solid one for the Elves. Quite a lot of blocks for the Elves. I would say it's even low on injuries. But yeah, that was Dave's Dark Delight versus Ravenclaws. Thanks for everyone for watching. Thanks for Fiction for joining me again on like
You're welcome.
turn 3 into a match when I wasn't even sure if I'm going to stream this. I'm starting to see a trend. Well, I'm going to play the very, very loud Rebel intro video, so protect your ears.